Hey everyone, welcome to the best Numismatic News channel on YouTube. I'm Triple S, son of a silver stacker or stacker, whichever you prefer. Today's date is the 28th of April, 2025, and in this video, we're going to be talking about Ventris Gibson. That's right. Why? Because, well, she left, quite a legacy over at the United States Mint, a better legacy than some would have you think. But before any of that, if you're new here, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to reach a bazillion subs. It's a big number. Not sure how big it is, but it's got to be ginormous. I just know it. Also, we're always live, never edited, and always unscripted. I never know what I'm not going to say. Now, over here to moneymetals.com. Yep, looks like pretty much the same for everything right now. So gold's down 32.10 to 32.99.25. Look at that. It's above 100 to 1, right? So gold and silver, that ratio, I'm telling you, silver down 6 cents to 33.24, platinum up 4.90 to 9.99.40, palladium up 3.70 to 9.80.25, and Dr. Copper up a penny to 4.83 per pound. And did you see the inventory in China? Yeah, they're going through copper like, well, you wouldn't believe. Now you're looking at an in-stock American Silver Eagle whose premium is $6.89 for a quantity 1 through 39. You'll be paying $40.13, and they will buy them back for $34.41 each. That's a buck over. That means it's in demand. Now let's go over here to the U.S. Mint's website, and this is the bullion sales, and it is the 28th today, and I think Thursday is the 1st of May. And hopefully we'll have some new numbers by this time next week. So, but as it is now, no new tale to tell. And I'm not even sure with the numbers that we saw for February and March that we'll even see any new numbers for April at all. And what's interesting, did you have a half-ounce gold eagle ordered and did it get canceled? I want to know. Tell me in the comments below. Now, this is going to be the legacy of, and really I could easily have, skipped something here. But I got to tell you, I think Ventris Gibson is responsible for the product limits that we're seeing here for 2025. I mean, we've never, ever in the history of ever, except for the limited edition silver-proof sets, had a product limit on any silver-proof set. I mean, when I talk about annual sets, it's always, the graph is always down and to the right. So the numbers for these annual sets has been dropping precipitously since 1970s. I think the high watermark was 1976. They had struck a lot. And then obviously in 1992, when they had the silver proof set back into, what am I trying to say? In production. I almost said construction. I don't even know why. But when they started producing those silver proof sets continuously, starting in 1992, they never had this low of a product limit. And that's, I think, in Miss Ventris Gibson's court, I think we can thank her for that. Now, the reason behind this, yeah, it might not be the greatest reason, but that's what the effect was, right? That's what's happening here. Also, with the American Women Quarters silver-proof set, they have a product limit of 34,980. I did want to mention the 185,002 for the silver-proof set, but it gets more interesting from there. Look at this, the proof set from 2025, product limit on that one as well, 420,002. So really, I think Miss Ventris Gibson has been able to get us product limits on annual sets when there never was any kind of cap before ever on these annual sets. So look at this, and this is a big time new one, and this is actually something that should make all of us go, oh yeah, this is well, I already subscribed for this as it is, but I think I upped it by 1 because look at that product limit. And that also I would think would include the bulk purchase folks as well. So that's kind of a big deal because typically, yeah, that's incredible. So yeah, 90,000 for the American Silver Eagle. And that's just a regular issuance, folks. That's not like a part of a special set like the 2011 set, right? Or anything else like that. And that's an Unk from West Point, New York. That's amazing. And we can thank Miss Ventris Gibson for that. And I got to ask the question, did Miss Ventris Gibson save the American Silver Eagle program by lowering the product limit here of this particular coin, or maybe even adding those privy marks to those American Silver Eagles? Not the V75, mind you. We're talking the Star Privy Mark, the Soaring Eagle Privy Mark, and then obviously some of the, ones that we believe that are coming out later on this year, the Army, Navy, and Marine Corps. So yeah, I definitely want to put the ball in Miss Ventris Gibson's court and tell her thank you for giving us a product limit on all these annual sets. And even it extends all the way over to the American Innovation coin sets at 99,792, when in the past, yeah, there had been none. Look at that, 2022. basically the year she took over, right? That's a big deal. So she set the caps on these annual sets, created privy marks on these American Silver Eagles. Did she save those American Silver Eagle program? Perhaps. And then obviously what's interesting is if you know about the reverse proof coin sets for the American Innovation dollars, well, these are, I think, the most highly collected out of all of the American Innovation coins. Yeah, look at that. Or at least the most coveted, I would imagine, is the reverse proofs. And they actually had a product limit of 50,000 initially, and they've actually moved that up to 57,816. That's incredible. But look, I got to show you, that's not all, folks. So let's bump over here to eBay. And do you remember the best of the mint? Yeah, I think Miss Ventris Gibson also had something to do with the best of the mint. And don't forget that flowing hair, right? That was incredible. But the flowing hair, also, as it was, reached the heights of amazingness, it also reached the depths of bummer in the summer, right? Because of the gold coin wasn't released to the public. That was, took the wind out of everybody's sails on that one. And not only that, you also had the silver, that's right, the silver flowing hair dropped the mintage, went from 75,000 to 50,000. And yeah, if you wanted part of that action and you missed out, that's a bummer in the summer right there as well. So high highs and low lows definitely were part of Miss Ventris Gibson's tenure, no doubt about it. I mean, she even raised the mintages on those American women quarters starting the very next year. And in that first year, she had manipulated, I believe, people's subscriptions, went into their subscriptions and lowered them from 10 to 5 to 3 and so on and so forth. So that was kind of like, whoa, wait a minute. And then also, she didn't produce the Morgan and Peace dollars for 2022. And that was a bit of a bummer in the summer also, right? And, the mintages, the Morgan and Peace dollars from 2022, the gold flowing hair, yeah, those were definitely, a black eye for the United States mints, no doubt about it. A lot of people were turned off by that. But if you think about it, that's just a few items. And you compare that to what's going on. Here it is on eBay. We're looking at the 2023 Peace dollar, right? And this one is signed by Miss Ventris Gibson, okay? Well, there it is. I mean, look, you've got these things here. Congratulations, 2023, the very next year. Yeah, she didn't make them in 2022, but she kind of made up for it, I believe, by making them signed, right? I think that's pretty cool. Look at this one, signed, Director's First Strike, and I think that's just a few on eBay. 12,925, 9,500 was $10,000. That is incredible, folks. And yeah, did you get one? That's amazing. But it just gets better from there, because check this out, right? Remember those nickels? Yeah, everybody had a chance to get on that Jefferson nickel train last year. And what's interesting about that, look at these prices. I mean, I have it here. Completed listings, sold listings, ended recently. And come on, can you believe what people are paying for those Mint State nickels? Wow. Hi, can I borrow $800? I want to buy a nickel. Wait, what? Yeah, I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a nickel today. Wow, that is incredible. I mean, look at that. Look at the field on that. You can't. That's a great picture, actually. I'm really impressed by that. There we go, $76 for a 2024 Denver Jefferson nickel and a PCGS Mint State 66. That's actually, I don't think, so bad. There's another one. There's a 2024 Philadelphia Strike Full Step Mint State 66 pickup sticks. Mint State 66, 6 full steps, $75, $6 shipping. Look at that. That's not a bad grade there. Mint State 68, that might be top pop. Maybe not. For $250. So yeah, that was also a legacy of Miss Ventris Gibson, but was also a legacy of Miss Ventris Gibson was the reporting of the numbers for those Jefferson nickels. I think we were at, 32 and 37, 39 up until I think August of 2024. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, September, October comes around and we're at 55 million nickels. And then I think, November rolls around and we're at 77 million nickels. And it's like, well, wait a minute, because they hadn't produced any more nickels since August. But they were reporting numbers that they did report some. And well, I think that threw a lot of people, through the scent. They were thrown off, right? They lost the scent of those 2024 Philadelphia struck Jefferson nickels because the Mint misreported the numbers, and I have to believe the numbers that are up there now that stand sub 40 million. So yeah, that's also part of Miss Ventris Gibson's legacy are these nickels, right? And yes, the people that order these over there are the Federal Reserve, but at the same time, you know, the United States Mint is all part of the program. Now, check this out. It gets even more cooler. Yeah, it's right. I mean, it's just, yeah, the thing loads. All right, here we go. The American Silver Eagle with the star privy mark. Yeah, this is bullion, folks, selling for $265. That is incredible. If I go forward, I think I can get the sales. Yeah, these are the sales. Some of them are being sold raw, all right, for about $60. Some $65, some $50. That's not a bad plan, Stan. I like those. And really, I like having a silver coin in my pocket at all times. In fact, I have a 2021 Type 1 in my money clip at all times, right there. Silver. And it's good because, you know, it's reflective, and people think that reflective items are good against the evil eye, right? Malio. All right, let's keep on keeping on. $134. Oh boy, look at that. Mark Salzberg signed that bad boy. $480. And that's sold, folks. That's green as money. Yeah, cheddar right there. Now, next up, look at this. eBay. We're going to look at the Silver Eagle with the privy. Soaring Eagle privy, that is. $169. You're not really seeing too many of these in the raw format just now. 385, 338 of those sold. That's amazing. And a Mint State 70. Did you pick those up, folks? Well, you want to see these and sold? Let's check it out. I'll click that there, and wowzers. So I'll do ended recently for you, and then I'll do a highest after that, and you will not believe your eyes. Look, well, I don't even think I have to show you. There it is. $548 just sold yesterday, last night, easy peasy on the lemon squeezy over there. $384 there, $159, and so on and so forth. Yeah, did you get in on the 8th era labels? Those seem to be the ones that everybody likes. And then the 8th era ones with the black core, oh my goodness, those ones are really selling for a lot of money. In fact, let me see if I can find some of those just to show you. You won't believe me if I didn't show you. And highest first. All right. Look at that, man. Whoa. So, wow. The two of those, that's the first and the second one, have sold for $13.50. That was an advanced release, $649, $645, $644, so on and so forth. Let me see if I can find that black core. There's a black core, $550, baby, on April 13th. Oh, yeah, $530, $525. Yeah, it seems to be selling a little bit more, but by about $75 more just for that black core. Not so shabby. And then the piece de resistance. I don't even speak French, Monsignor. But look at this, and you won't even believe your eyes. Now, this is in a Mint State 70. This is the flowing hair silver medal. All right, look at this. This just sold yesterday in a Mint State 70 for $610 with $10 delivery. Yes, you heard that right. And it's not an advanced delivery. It's not a first day of issue. It's not first strike. It's none of it. It's your basic generic PCGS label. What? Yeah, $610, folks. Yowza. And what's interesting about this, and if you go here to PCGS, if you look here, 2024 flowing hair, 230th anniversary, it's not because it's a condition rarity. It looks like 75% of them are easily, in a 70. So what gives? Well, it is part, I believe, of the best of the mint. And this is Miss Ventris Gibson's legacy. And I think that this ties into what's going to happen next year for 2026. This is just a taste of what we're going to get for next year, folks. And if you can already see the writing on the wall, wow. Yeah, that was $105, I believe, for this particular metal. I almost said coin. It's not a coin. It's a metal. The gold was a coin. But that is amazing amount of money, folks, for a silver medal from the United States Mint. And, folks, these are not the ones with the privy mark. Yeah. And if you don't have chicken skin, and if you don't own these, well, you might be part of the problem. Now, with that said, let's bounce over here to, well, I almost said the 3-9's fine. Let's do the first plus one. This is Proverb 12:25. When there's worry in a man's heart, he should suppress it. Let a good thing convert it to gladness. And I think what that means is a person who trusts in the Lord should not worry about things that are not in his power to change. Rather, they should dwell on good things that will make them feel good and happy. right? That's awesome. And I think what a philosophy I've had for a long time, because, I get stomach problems when I get worried, and it is no good. I can't do much. And that's why you won't really see me worrying too much, because it does that to my tum-tums. So like I say, if you got a problem and you can do something about it, why is that a problem? Right? You can do something about it. And if you have a problem and you can't do anything about it, well, why worry, right? It's out of your hands. And if you do need help, if you need some assistance, thinking about something awesome, right? You're going to suppress the bad thing and convert it to gladness. I think an easy way to convert that to gladness is think of a vacation you'd like to go on. Maybe think about winning the lottery. Think about the person you love, right? Think of spending some quality time with them, right? I think that's easy to do. All you got to do is just change your perspective. Now, with that said, let's bounce over here to 395 99.9 KOI and Coin News Radio. This is George Benson. Give me the night. Yeah, that guy, George Benson, he's amazing. Now, with that said, I was listening to it. I was grooving before because that's what I do. I listen to the music before I start it, and it kind of pumps me up before the video. So that's what I do. Now, with that said, I want to thank you all for coming. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit the like button. And if you do like what you hear and see, sub the channel. It's absolutely free. Stacker out.